Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support. Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon, not here with Geeky Sparkles in this video. She's actually dog sitting, but I had to pry myself out of my deathbed to talk about this. Victoria Alonso is gone. She's gone. She has supposedly left Marvel Studios on her own. I do not believe that. I think they fired her. I think they said, don't let the door hit you on the way out. They probably gave her a generous severance package and whatever. But apparently she got gone last week. We don't know fully what happened. We will probably never get a straight story. But Monday is Disney's PR spin day, as we learned. Geeky and I working in and around Disney and working with Disney Media. Monday is the day they all sit around and decide how to spin the stories for the week, how to make it presentable. And if they didn't tell the public that she was gone, they would have found out on their own, and then there would have been wild speculation. So they're going to try to soften the blow a little bit, I'm sure. But the reality is, I believe she was terminated for failing the MCU. Now, she has been with the MCU pretty much since the beginning, I think. However, she was given a lot more power in 2015, leading up into Endgame, and that's kind of when the wheels started to come off the cart, right? The wagon. Her questionable decisions are what I've heard behind Phase 4 being what it was. She was also in charge of VFX, and there have been a lot of complaints about VFX, poor VFX at Marvel, workers being treated poorly, given unrealistic deadlines. That might have actually had a lot to do with her getting gone, but I don't think it's the full story. The reality is, and I just said this in a video the other day, like on Thursday, that the mainstream press is acknowledging now that Marvel is a damaged brand, that Phase 4 and Phase 5 have been a bust so far, that we're seeing declining returns in Marvel. And I think Ant-Man 3 was definitely a tipping point because that movie did not do well at the box office. MODOK has been a laughingstock. He's become a meme. And before that, it was the bad CGI in She-Hulk, and pretty much everything around She-Hulk has been a disaster. And I have to think this is Bob Iger kind of low-key coming in and being like, yeah, let's kind of course correct here. And I have to wonder if Kathleen Kennedy won't be far behind. But again, if they fire Kathleen Kennedy, they will part ways with her. They will make it out like it's her decision, just like they're making it out that Victoria Alonso leaving is her decision. Because I don't think she would leave on her own. Really, I don't think she would. I think she had to get pushed out. So let's talk about this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Almost 300,000 subs. Thank you for the support. Geeky did a couple of videos without me yesterday. I was too sick to edit them. I've got the stomach flu. It's awful. I hate it. But I am doing this video because this is like the biggest Marvel news to come out in a long time. And let's remember, Victoria Alonso is the one who made the controversial remarks a couple of years ago that the X-Men name was outdated because there were lots of women in the X-Men. So we don't know what the X-Men under Victoria Alonso would have looked like, and I'm somewhat optimistic that maybe Disney will take a look at this and be like, you know what, we want to make money. Let's just, and again, I talked about 3 or 4 days ago, let's just do comic book accurate X-Men, comic book accurate Fantastic Four, kind of sort of do a soft reboot of the MCU and go from there. Because really, as long as the X-Men movies and the Fantastic Four movies and the Spider-Man movies are pretty solid, you can coast, you can get by. Because in the 90s, the Avengers were not really a thing anymore. Nobody really cared. When it came to Marvel, it was Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, and X-Men. And I read every X title probably from, I want to say, 88 through 99, 2000 for years. And, I can totally see Victoria Alonso wanting to turn movie X-Men into whatever the hell comic book X-Men has become, where they're having a fashion show prom every year. and it's so easy to get it right. Just you've got decades of fantastic source material. Just adapt it faithfully, and the money will magically appear in your bank account, right? And I don't think she was the one for the job. I think she was, again, my understanding, kind of bullying Kevin Feige too, forcing him to make stupid decisions, but he went along with them, so whatever. So she's left Marvel Studios, coming from piratesandprincesses.net. Then we'll go out to the original article here, I think, on Hollywood Reporter. Shocker. It's not a shocker. It's not. They cannot let Marvel continue to burn. It's no shocker. Any smart business person would look at this situation and be like, yep, she is definitely the problem. All of these ideas, they were her ideas, and this is where we are. So let's get rid of her and try to salvage the MCU. A longtime Marvel exec Victoria Alonso apparently left the company. She's been with Marvel since 2006 as the VP of Visual Effects and Post-Production. We know that's been a lot of trouble lately. She was promoted to President of Physical, Post-Production, VFX, and Animation for Marvel Studios. I think 2015 she was promoted to VP of like the whole damn thing. It was her job to oversee the visual effects and post-production, and lately the Marvel projects are being mocked for the quality of their effects. That's true. It's not being made clear she chose to leave or she was forced to leave. I would say she was forced to leave, and they were just trying to put a nice spin on it. Given the state of things, I would guess the latter. I would too. She left on Friday. No one was really covering it until Monday when the meetings happened. Site had presented. That is true. That is Disney. That's how they do it. They have meetings first thing Monday morning. They're like, okay, guys, here are all the dumpster fires we have to deal with this week. How do we do that? She's still going to get she's still going to receive producer credit for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Secret Invasion, Ironheart, Echo, Agatha, Coven of Chaos, and the Marvels. So when all of those movies and TV shows fail, you can point back and say, yeah, it was Victoria's fault. It was Victoria's fault. But yeah, there have been a lot of problems with the Marvels. I think the Hollywood Reporter broke it. Marvel Studios veteran Victoria Alonso exits. She served as executive producer on its title since the first Avengers movie. The reasons for the exit are unclear, but she parted ways with Marvel on Friday. And yeah, Disney's actually getting a list together of more people to lay off. I think this is just Bob Iger trying to come in and, I would say, fix the company, but undo the stupid decisions he made before Bob Chapek. Alonso has been with the company since the earliest days of the MCU, establishing an enviable 17-year run and watching the studio grow from operating above a Mercedes-Benz dealership in Beverly Hills to being acquired by Disney. During her tenure, the MCU became the highest-grossing franchise in film history. She was not solely to thank for that. Alonso joined in 2006. She was a co-producer on Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, etc., etc. Alonso has served as executive producer on Marvel's subsequent releases and also worked on its Disney Plus TV series. Okay, in 2021, she was promoted to president, physical and post-production, visual effects and animation production. And this is where things kind of came unraveled, maybe. Last year, she also produced the Oscar-nominated international feature, Argentina 1985. She's the one who, I remember, came up with the idiotic idea to rename Namor, that he was Namor. Namor, yes, he was Namor and he was Aztec or something now because, her own personal cultural heritage. We have to change iconic, comic book characters. And that movie did so well. It did. It hasn't broken $1 billion yet. Her departure comes in the shadow of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania's poor showing at the box office among critics and fans. In addition to behind-the-scenes work, Alonso has also been an important ambassador for the studio's representation efforts and was outspoken during Disney's dispute with Florida over the Don't Say Gay bill. As long as I am at Marvel Studios, I will fight for representation, Alonso, who is gay, said at the time. Well, she's no longer with Marvel Studios. Does that mean we can actually get proper Namor? Does that mean that we can get proper X-Men now? Because she's gone? Can we redo She-Hulk? I don't think that's going to happen. But look, we're seeing a lot of this go down. A lot of course correction. There's a lot of stuff going on at DC Comics too. Maybe I'll get in that more tomorrow, but they're laying people off, canceling comics and stuff. And I think the market is correcting. And we've been talking about this pendulum swing for probably a year now, where everything that they were doing was not sustainable. Now that the chips are down, now that the money is running out, now we have to make money. And the only way to make money is to make products that have mass appeal, that meet fan expectations, that don't preach at people. That's how you make money. Paramount seems to be getting its shit together with Star Trek. I mean, I completely checked out Star Trek. I didn't even watch Discovery. I watched 2 episodes of Picard and rage quit. And I went back and watched Picard season 3 because everybody said it was actually pretty good. I'm like, my God, this isn't bad. And then I watched a couple episodes of Strange New Worlds. And I'm like, my God, this isn't bad. This is much, much better than what they're doing. Is it perfect? No. But it's much, much better than they were doing. I think they're trying to win back fans. They're trying to win back fans. And I think Marvel has a James Gunn to their head at this point. Yeah, it wasn't very funny. But, they've got a revamped DCEU. They've got an opportunity now to bring, again, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four back and try to revitalize the MCU. And she is not the one to take the reins for that. So I don't know what's going to happen, guys. I don't know if Kevin Feige's going to be around or they're going to shit can him too. Maybe he was behind the ousting. We'll never know. We'll never get a straight story. We'll have a lot of rumor and speculation, and we'll have a lot of YouTubers say that they have inside information on what actually went down, but we won't be able to prove any of it because that's just the way these things work out. And the same thing will happen with Kathleen Kennedy. Whenever her time comes, they'll make it out like it was her idea to leave, and they'll throw her a ticker tape parade and be like, yeah, wow, she's, one of the most powerful women in Hollywood. Let's remember everything Kathy did for us. Everything Kathy did for us before we boot her ass out the door. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up. Please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.